Hi guys, good morning. We are actually in here, so I don't know what time it is wherever you might be watching me, but all the same, you are welcome to my platform. So today we are going to be talking about recognizing early warning signs, and this can really help in preventing or managing potential issue that might arise even before they start to escalate. So I'll be helping you with some of the signs that can that you have to be watchful when you everyday life. Of course, there are different signs that might start, showing itself in your health, and you have to be very careful when you notice some of these things. So, number one is when you begin to have sudden weight loss. Of course, you know what you weigh, and you begin to see that your weight is kind of dropping. So, it's something that you really need to um, be careful of, because it could be a sign of thyroid issues, then it could also be diabetics, then it could also be digestive problems, or you never can know. So when you begin to notice that, you have to take prompt attention. So another thing you need to be watchful of is you have to be watchful of excessive tiredness. If you are always getting tired, and you don't experience that before, and you begin to feel tired regularly, so I think it's something that you really need to be watchful of. Then um then uh then another thing is sleeplessness could also be another sign. Sometimes when we are too tired, we find it very difficult to sleep. And if you've noticed that you feel too weak to sleep, then I think you need to go see the doctor. Then another thing is shortness of breath. Shortness of breath. If you often feel breathlessness, or catching your breath seems to be very difficult for you, then I think you need to be off to the doctor's place. So that's for that. Then another thing you have to be careful of is chest pain. Chest pain could be a sign of heart attack or acid reflux, because there was a time I was experiencing gastric problem, and most times I do have this discomfort in my chest, but I didn't really want to see it as acid reflux. So I make sure that most times I go to see my doctor to explain how I am feeling. So he will be the one to negate other things. So eventually I found out that they were just acid reflux giving me pains, unpleasant feeling on my chest. But most times it's better And especially when you experience chest pain combined with sweating and nausea or pain radiating towards the arm or the jaw, it should be treated as an emergency. So don't take this kind of pain for granted. So another thing is persistent headache, especially in this part of the world that we have, that we normally experience intense cold weather. So most times it leads to headache, constant headache. I know a lot of people do experience it, and that's why you see us, we are always with our head warmer, or we make hair that's high, you understand, very, very full. So we use all these attachments to make the hair full so that it prevents cold from getting into the skull, because it can lead to frequent headache. And then, sometimes when you have this headache, you have to make sure that it is not what you think it is. As in, you have to be sure that even if it is what you think it is, it's better you still go see the doctor for checkup, because at times it may not really be what you think it is. It could be something else. So most times when you have something like migraine, you understand, high blood pressure can also cause persistent headache. Then it can lead to vision problems and then neurological condition. You never can say. So most times when you have frequent or persistent headache, then you need to see the doctor. And most times when headache becomes severe, or they are, frequent, accompanied with other symptoms like numbness and vision changes, and that you need to really see the doctor. It could be an emergency. Then another thing is when you are experiencing bloating, digestive discomfort. It means a lot. Constipation, diarrhea. Diarrhea is even life-threatening if it's not treated promptly, because you lose a lot of electrolytes. So, and sometimes food intolerance also is what causes this diarrhea. So it's something that we really need to take, as in, it should be treated as an emergency. In French, we call it urgence. So it means it's very urgent. Then another thing is infection. Of course, we know that infection also can cause diarrhea, like bacteria or contamination. So all these things, they are very important. They should be taken as urgently, emergency. You understand? So, and even sometimes it can be accompanied with blood. Sorry, my English, I don't know, I'm mixing it with French. By blood, sometimes you can notice blood in the stool, and this will definitely lead to significant weight loss. Excessive diarrhea will lead to weight loss. So it's something one has to take as urgence, as an urgence, emergency. Urgence is French. Okay, so when you notice changes in your skin color, that's another sign. So when you notice changes in your skin color, that's another sign. So it could be skin cancer, it could be liver problem, it could be allergy, it could be anything. So when you notice that, it should give you a sign that you need to be off to the hospitals. Then ex ex as in bleeding, unexplained bleeding, or just bleeding, as in you never can tell what's happening, where the blood is coming from. Maybe you are passing urine and you begin to see blood and all those things. So you have to, it's not a good sign. You have to go to the hospital or go see your doctor. So in France here, we have our own doctors. We have our resident doctors, which they normally live very close to us. So when we need to see the doctor, we go there. They are not, most times they are not usually very far from us. So because here they take health issues serious, because they know the impact of leaving certain things unattended to. And most times it's better to quickly attend to health issues when they come, when you notice anything, because it's easier to be treated than leaving them for some days and at the end of the day it can escalate. So that's why in France here we have doctors surround us, residential doctors. So when you need to see the doctor, so that has also helped in reducing pressures in the hospitals. You understand? So most times hospitals will be for operation or people that want to give birth, or then all these simple signs that we experience. It's easier for them to quickly attend to us. So you rarely have cases that are emergency, except if it's maybe an accident or somebody wants to give birth unexpectedly and all those things. So those ones are majorly for the hospital. So it's better that way. So if you also notice frequent urination, that could be a sign of diabetes or kidney issue. I noticed there was a time I was able to use apple to stop these things. When you take apple juice, if you are the type that urinate regularly at night, you will notice that it will stop. You only go to toilet maybe once before the morning comes. Apple juice really help because I don't know how the connection between this apple juice and the urine, but I notice that it works. When you take apple juice regularly for 1 week, there will be a change. There will be a change in your urination. You can try it. If you are the type that normally wake up like 3 times before the morning and you are not really happy with it because most times it disturbs your sleep pattern. When you wake up 2 3 times before the morning and you are not able to have a very good you don't have a restful night. So but apple juice, when you take it for a week, you definitely see changes. ah there are some natural cures that can change one's life even without drugs, if only people know about them. So for the memory frequent urination and excessive tests, you're always testy. Could be a sign of diabetics. So it could be a sign of diabetic. Yeah, diabetes, yes. So I think that's frequent urination and test is one of the first signs that the doctors also look out for and unexplained weight loss. Then for memory loss or confusion, if you ever notice that you tend to forget things regularly, it's something one also needs to be watchful of. Dementia has been related with memory loss and vitamin deficiency also. And that's why I tell people supplement, because most times when you eat all this food, you don't get the required nutrients that your body needs, because most times we tend to not eat balanced diet. There is no time, and of course we know how the economy is, so people eat what they see, not what their body requires of them. So when you supplement, it will help you prevent the problem of vitamin deficiency, and it can also help you it can reduce your risk of infection. Then another thing, memory loss can also lead to mental health issues. So all this is when you notice memory loss, I think it's something you need to look out and see what's happening. Then numbness or tingling in the limbs, of course it could be diabetic, it could also be neurological issues. So persistent numbness or tingling, you should always look out and see what it is if you have it in a persistent manner. It could also be anything. So you should watch out. Then high blood pressure or palpitation. Cardiovascular disease are most times associated with palpitation, heart palpitation. So when you have heart palpitation, most times the doctor will advise you to go and do some tests to really clear out whatever he might be thinking. So, if you notice heart palpitation, it could be a sign of high blood pressure, or it could be gastric. Because I remember then when I was having gastric problems, as in acidity and all that, I normally have palpitation, and heart issue was already ruled out. So it may not really be heart issue, but it may be too much acid reflux can cause palpitation, and that also can lead to another thing if you don't take care of it very as soon as it happens to you, because every problem comes from the stomach. Most problems starts from the stomach, what you eat. So if you want to save yourself from problems in the future, be careful of what you put into your mouth, that is going into your body. And a lot of people are not concerned about their digestive system. They don't care. But it's very important to take care of your digestive system, because every disease comes from the stomach. So when you eat and you don't chew your food very well, it will create problems for you. You can begin to have bloating, and acid reflux will occur. So you have to be careful of what you eat, and what you eat also can either give you high blood sugar or diabetes. When you get to a certain age, what you eat can also give you high blood pressure if you are not careful. If you are the type that you are in your 35, 40, 45, and you eat too much salt, you may be prone to high blood pressure. If you are the type that takes sugary things, you don't care, you are putting it into your body, it's going into your blood, you may be prone to, you are at risk of diabetes. If you are the type that takes too much alcohol, you drink alcohol like water, your kidney, you are playing with your kidney. So everything starts from the stomach, and that's why we have to be conscious of what we eat, especially when we get to certain age. Even now, children are even falling sick because of what their parents are introducing to them. Because some parents, they don't even care. They'll be like, my children is still young, they can eat anything, and before you know it, it creates problem for that child. So every disease comes from the stomach. So take care of your stomach. Take care of what you are putting into your body if you want to have a good health. Then another thing is when you begin to have um, unexplained fever. So you know how fever is, especially now that we are in the cold season. Fever, they are very rampant here. Fever, different kinds of fever. I cannot even be mentioning it. But all me I know is that fever is fever. So far you are running temperature, it's fever, and you are having a headache, and you are shivering, it's fever. But I don't know the difference, because the English people will say there is one that is called a hay fever. There's one that is called yellow fever. The one I know from where I came from, malaria fever. But when I got here, different kind of fever. Hey, but the most important thing is just when you experience that, go to the hospital as soon as possible. So then chronic pain like joint pain, stiffness, it could be arthritis, it could be fibromyalgia. Hey, English. This grammar is too big for me. Because me, I'm not an English person. I'm a French person. Chronic inflammation. So when you have pains in your hands, in your leg, you have to be careful, because I've seen someone that she just lost her pelvic and she had to go through operation. I think after it was because of childbirth that she experienced that. Though she has been having signs, I think after she had the first child, the second child. So when she was planning to have the third child, then the doctor now had to tell her that no, because her pelvic, they were not strong again. They are no more strong to carry a baby. So she has to stop childbirth. And then she needed an emergency operation on her pelvic. Pelvic was not balanced again. And so we have to take care of our bones. And so that they were even telling her that if she didn't have that operation as soon as possible, it can lead to she may lose her leg. Maybe she may not be able to walk. So we need our leg, we need our bone. So when you notice any chronic pain or joint stiffness, it's better you go straight to the hospital so that, because joint pains sometimes can affect our daily activities, and most times it should be accessed as soon as possible, especially if it is persistent and it gets worse over time. Then mood swing, anxiety. Mood swing. Mood swing can be a sign of mental health disorder, thyroid imbalance, hormonal changes. So mood swing, if you notice you have mood changes regularly, it can even affect the quality of your life. It can affect your relationship. So consider discussing them with a professional. So it's important. Then another thing is there are some general ways you can prevent health issues by regular checkup. Because I remember some time ago that I had someone then who was having swollen legs. I've also experienced it, because those times that I was taking what do they call it, Gaviscon and all this bicarbonate drugs for antacid. They have lots of salt there. I can take 3 4 Gaviscon in a day, sometimes 5 6. I take them like water because of that gastric acid reflux, and eventually it leads to swelling of the leg because of excessive salt. So that's another sign that you need to watch out for. When you notice that your legs are swollen, it's a sign, it's a warning sign. So you need to go check the doctor as soon as possible. Then when you have pains on your ankle, you have pains on your elbow, you have pains on your chest, on your head. So all those things, they are very, very important. When you begin to feel dizzy or fainting, you have to be careful. When you notice changes in your vision, when you notice fever that is higher than 100 degree Fahrenheit or higher, you have to be careful. Then when you also notice swelling of the hands and the face, then when you have negative thoughts coming from your mind, from your head, so I think you need to see a professional. Negative thoughts, not so good. Then when you have trouble breathing, so something that you have to be careful of. Then chest pain, fast heart beating. When you throw up regularly, it's not good because you lose a lot of electrolytes. Then when you have severe belly pain that doesn't go away, could be a lot of things. Belly pain, you understand? It could be a sign of, I don't really know, but I know that it's not something that is good anyway. So then when you have pain in your joints, so that you don't lose your legs. Then when you have bleeding can come in different form. It can even come while you pee. So you have to go see the doctor. Then excessive tiredness that you cannot just explain, or lack of sleep. You can't sleep. You are feeling so restless and anxiety. So I think all this thing is something that we need to take serious. So regular checkup, as I said earlier, will help you to detect some issues even before real symptoms begin to appear. Then a healthy lifestyle, I emphasize this all the time. A healthy lifestyle is very, very important. Balanced diet. If you cannot balance diet, you can supplement. So you can see this is from this fruit, pomegranate in a supplement form. So you have to supplement because you don't have time to eat all these things. Balanced diet, regular exercise, enough sleep, all this can prevent many health condition. So can prevent all these health problems. Then knowing your family history and discussing it with your doctor can also help. So they know how to quickly fight the disease if they're about to happen because of genetic. You know, some people are they are predisposed to genetic health problems. So once you know the problem that run in your family, it's easier for you to change your lifestyle and live a better life. All right, guys. So that's it for today. I've been able to share knowledge with you guys and signs that you need to watch out for if before the real disease starts to, or before the disease escalates. So it's like that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching my video. I hope I've been able to share knowledge as usual. Continue to watch my videos and I wish you a pleasant day. Bye.